Hi YouTubers, welcome back to Let's Go Cruising. My name's Mark and I'm a certified car nut. Today I'm going to take a ride out and I'm going to deliver a special item to a friend, and we're going to tell the story. What the story started off as, a couple months ago on a crappy weekend, I said to my friend Scott, let's go do something car stuff. It's crappy out, we got to do something. I said, is your father going to the license plate meet? Yep. Okay, let's go see Marshall at the license plate meet up at the hotel off of Route 495 in Boxborough. I've got a little collection of my own going, and I figured we'd walk around and see if I could find something that I didn't have yet. I'm trying to put together a run of 1964 plates. I've got all but about 12 states, and yeah, they're getting a little bit harder to find. I guess I've got all the easy ones. So anyway, we walked around, didn't see anything earth-shattering, and we were talking to Scott's dad, Marshall, by his table, and I happened to look down and see a 1941 four-digit plate. There's like four-digit plates, those are kind of cool, 1941. Hey, I know a guy named Mark that I helped find the 41 Super Deluxe Ford, and maybe he might like these plates. They would be kind of cool for him. So I took a picture of them on his table and plates to I sent the picture to Mark, and bang, I'll take them. Oh, really? Okay. Well, there's more of a story to it, so I'll let Mark tell you more of the story when we get out there, and we'll talk about his cars, and it's a really heartwarming story. We'll see what happens. So again, thanks for watching. Stay with it and we'll tell the story. Hit the subscribe button, click the like button, and if you know of any car stories that you'd like to share, places that you'd like me to go shoot some video of, leave a comment down below and we'll do our best to get out there. So we'll be right back and we'll see you when we get out there. Welcome YouTubers, we're back. I took my ride and we're out at my friend Mark's garage. We're going to do a little bit of interview here, and then I'll show him surprise with what I brought for him. So Mark, thanks for having us out here.
Not a problem, glad to be here.
Tell us about what you got here.
So we got a 58 Corvette. I'd like to tell you the original color is this Panama yellow, but it's not. The original color was Inca blue.
And how do you know that?
Because underneath, of course, I've done a lot of work to it, small stuff. And underneath the dash, you can see the steering column.
Okay.
Painted it.
Okay.
You just know. And then I had the door panels off because I put electric windows in it.
Okay.
And when every place underneath anything was the Inca blue because they spray it before they put all the interior on.
Okay.
I knew that when I bought it, and I got a few dollars off of that, but I wanted the car more than I wanted the money I had. So
exactly. I got you. Yeah, and and you can enjoy driving it.
Yeah.
You can enjoy
it's not a perfect car by any means. It'll never win a concourse thing, but it's a blast to drive.
It's pretty. It's pretty. Exactly. And how long have you had it?
2 years.
Oh, really?
Almost 3. I think almost 3 years.
Okay. And what brought you to a first-gen solid axle Corvette?
My father's very first car was a 58 Corvette.
Wow.
My mom's favorite car was a 55 Thunderbird.
Okay.
I had that for about 6 years.
So there's a reason behind it,
Yes.
folks. We had them when we were kids, or we rode in them when we were kids, or just kind of crazy stuff that we end up doing. There's a meaning for it.
There's a couple of pictures. One, the little 58 Corvette that's red and white, and one up top of there. That was in my dad's cellar. So none of us really remember talking about it. But we believe that was the color. He had the red and white, which was the most popular. That was they did more of those in 58 than they did any other color.
So the car was gone.
Oh yeah, it was. I never saw. My mom never even saw it. It was gone before she did it.
Okay.
But I don't think it we did the timeline with how old he was, and I think it was I don't think it was very first. I'm sure he had a piece of junk $300 car like all his buddies did.
Right, right.
But we always joke about it, saying his father wanted to, even if you weren't rich, you wanted to look rich. So he bought a brand new car for him and a brand new car for his brother.
There you
which
go.
was a Austin.
An Austin Healey? No, the Heelys.
Yeah.
Austin Heelys were. I'm not a European car guy very much.
Because at his 50th wedding anniversary, the club came out. We were in Chicago. The club came out, let him drive the same car he used to have.
Oh, okay.
It was Austin Healey. It was definitely Healey. It wasn't like Austin Martin, which I think was a whole different thing.
So now the T-Bird was what?
That was my mom's favorite car.
Okay. I like the red roof.
Yeah. I wasn't sure if I did when I bought that convertible top. The guy asked me at the place. He goes, "Are you sure?" And I went, "Why?" He goes, "Because I've never ever sold a red roof." I'm like, "Holy shit! I hope I did it right." and I like it. But you take a picture of it, it looks awful. It looks like it's fluorescent red in a picture.
Okay.
And I don't know what, but it looks mint there. It really does. It's a red interior too, obviously, a red and white interior. So it looks really good.
Yeah.
And honestly, during the summer, you will never see it. So it
Exactly.
doesn't really matter what top I have.
My 60 needs a top.
Yeah.
It's got a black soft top.
The Dart?
No, well, that one needs a top as well, but the 60 Corvette needs a top. And maybe someday I'll put one on it, but I only put it up if it's raining.
Yeah.
When I'm driving it, of course, I'm a little taller than most, and I don't fit in the damn thing with the top down. I mean, with the top up. So, you know, that's later.
Yeah.
You know, if I, want to go crazy and make the car really, really nice, I'll worry about putting a top on it.
But it keeps the rain off you when you're driving it.
Right. So the lift over here is pretty cool.
Yeah, that was when we built this house, we actually added the garage to the plan.
Okay.
And I was expecting to put the bedrooms above this. I was going to put it step down. And the guy says, "You don't want to do that. You'll hate that. You'll lose all kinds of space." So he left it up high. So I'm thinking to myself, what am I going to do with this? I don't need 10.5 foot ceiling.
Yes, you
and
do.
Then I bought this thing. It was perfect.
As I was telling you a little bit earlier, I've got 10 feet of clearance in my garage, and it was an addition to the house. And a 4-post lift is going to have to happen for me.
This was like $2,300.
Yeah.
Place in Massachusetts. They had it shipped. They shipped it from me to New Jersey, from New Jersey to somewhere else, and then shipped it up here. It took like 3 weeks. And I found out from the manufacturer, the guy who sold it was right in by Foxborough Stadium.
Okay.
I said, if I knew that, I would have gone and grabbed it.
There's a company in Plainville.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think it's there.
Yeah.
And that's what this is. And it was a great company. It's a nice lift. I mean, you get 3 high school kids, you could push this over.
Okay.
When it's floating, it seems
Yeah.
unstable. But I move it. I have wheels.
Yep.
When nothing on it, you can move it. I move it there for the summer so you can leave the ramps down. And when you come in the road, you can just drive it in. Right now, I just pushed it back so I have room for the motorcycle.
Oh, that's an idea.
So it's slick. You put it down, one person, you can just move the thing, and it glides here. And I set it down here. If you got to move a little bit, you bump it.
Okay.
And then it's real stable.
I suppose you could probably move it with a car on it if you had more than one person.
No, not with those wheels. You don't want to do that.
Oh, okay. No, not at all. Okay.
Well, what if it started rolling? I'd be afraid I'd be in it across
the
the street.
Yeah, you don't need that, right?
Honey, hello.
Oops.
Yeah. But it won't. They're little plastic wheels. I'm sure they just blow apart.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah. But the ability to move it, that's really something to...
And you can anchor it. If you had a big enough garage and you could do it. I mean, if I didn't have to move it, because you can't, obviously you can't close the door with the ramps, you'd have to get out.
When I poured the floor in my garage, I put the radiant heat tubes down. Yeah. So I put a layer of the foam, the pink foam, and then with a special staple gun, because my neighbor is an HVAC guy.
Oh, cool!
So he got me the deal on the tubing, on the PEX tubing, and let me borrow his stapler. And he told me how to lay it out, but I don't remember exactly where they are, so I don't want to be drilling any holes in my floor to anchor anything.
Depends on how deep it is too.
So cool. So I'll take a closer look at this here. It's a dual quad, but this is the 245 horse, right? Okay,
yeah, so it's got the hydraulic lifters.
Hydraulic lifters, yeah. Cool. It's got a little bit more wow factor than mine. Mine's, like I said, is not the right motor, and maybe someday it'll have the right motor in it. But for now, it runs and drives and it's fun. people ooh and ah over it. And
That's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about. Yeah.
I don't want a car. I don't want a car like you said. You have to fence it or put a bubble around it. I don't want.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to keep the grandkids out of here, definitely, just so they
Right.
don't scream.
Right.
But they
Yeah.
enjoy being in it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right. So I'm going to come back over here, and I did a little pre-video for this, and we talked about I talked about going and getting these, and I want you to take them out of the box. And then you can tell the story of why you wanted these plates or what you thought when. That's a little. He sent that with you, and I think there's something you have
okay.
to notarize. Have something notarized, or you've done it.
I just give it to the registry.
Okay.
I mean, not my insurance company, and they take it. They have to go to the registry because they have to
Inspect
make
the
sure
plates,
nobody's used them, and they can't be repainted. They will not let you.
This one's got a little bit of a. The second one's got a little bit of a.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't try to clean it. I don't know if that's on top of the white or if the white's missing. But
Almost looks like a magic marker, doesn't it?
It might be. Yeah. But anyway, I mean, they're in. I think they're in pretty exceptional
very good shape.
And it was just dumb luck. Like I said, if I wasn't at my friend Marshall's table, Scott's my friend, Marshall's his father. If I wasn't at his table, I probably wouldn't even looked at them. But we were just talking to him near his table.
Is that where you took the picture that you sent me?
Yes, yeah.
So the story behind this is...
and they went back to Maine because I took the picture and he went back because he was at the
And
license.
you just sent me, hey, I got some 41 plates.
Yeah.
Well, this 41, this number, 4735, I have 3 plates from this. Let's grab me. Yeah, come here and I'll show you the whole... And I have this, a 37... a 34, a 37, and a 73. I got these from my grandfather. And this was on his old LTD in 1973 to 76 until he traded it in.
Yep.
And so he's had these plates since probably prior to this, because I have some other plates from family plates that are from 1928. So somewhere along the line, these plates had to be on my grandfather's car or truck or something.
They had to be.
Because there's no way you can have this plate, get rid of it, and get another plate with the same number. It doesn't happen.
Right. You keep it or you give it up and it's done. Right.
Yeah. So either way, this plate right here was either on his
whatever
his
he
car.
had in 1941.
Yeah, yeah. Or it never made it to the plate. But whatever it was made for him. So we don't know which one is. Obviously, it's been on it. It's been on a car.
Yeah.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. It was on a car, and it had to be my grandfather's plate.
What an awesome story.
Yeah. And you didn't know it. I never told you.
No, you never asked me.
You know I needed a plate because you told me Mark who I bought the 41 Super Deluxe from.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was the only thing. And the thing, and I was sitting in when you.
I just thought they'd be cool for your 41 Ford.
When you sent me the picture, I was standing right there with my wife, and I go, this is unbelievable. She goes, what? I go, look at this plate. She goes, oh, you got a 41. I go, yeah, but look at the number. And she knew the number, but she didn't know.
Right, yeah.
So I walked out here, and I go, and she goes, what's that off? I said, my grandfather's car. And I said, and I have 2 more that was
prior
and
years.
she goes, how, did he know? I go, nope, Mark knew nothing about the number. There was no number. I mean, and even if I told you, would you have remembered 4735?
Probably
not.
not.
That's what I mean. It
Yeah.
and the chances that you found that plate at your friend's father's stand there is amazing.
Yeah, and if it was anybody else's stand, I probably wouldn't have looked at it.
Yeah, it would have been, you wouldn't have thought about it.
Because there was an auditorium at the hotel, full of license plate collectors.
Yeah. Yeah.
People collect everything, and and the license plate collectors, they're worldwide. There's a Facebook page of license collectors, club or something like that.
For that, I bought off a guy that was he was an ex-school teacher from UMass. He lived out in Amherst. These were still in the wax paper folder, and they were never even screwed. They were never on a card.
Wow.
And this guy, and I was actually trying to find his number when I did, and I have it written down somewhere, but I got to try to find it.
And then you've got the 55 on the 55 T-Bird.
Yeah.
So I've got 1959 plates on my 60 because they didn't make plates. They didn't make plates in 60.
Yeah. Or no, there was no odd years. No even years. They didn't make even years. So
until 64, and there was something.
there was
something funky that happened in 63 that they made plates in '64.
Yeah.
So on my '64, I've got a pair
64
of
plate.
5-digit plates,
Yeah.
and I've got 5-digit plates on my '60, but they're '59. So I'll be at a show sitting there, and somebody will say, "Oh,
You got the wrong plates, huh?
nice '59 Corvette." They don't know because they're almost identical, the '59 and '60s. And I said, "Well, no, it's a '60." Well, how come the plate's '59? Well, because you didn't get a plate in '60. That's if you bought a car in '60,
you got a 50,
you got 59 plates,
yeah.
and you got a sticker to put on the top of the windshield that said '60.
Oh, is that how they did
That's,
it? Okay.
and I don't have one of those just yet, but I'll find one
like
of those.
This one, everybody goes, they know it's a '58 because the only year with a louvered hood and the
Right,
trunk
right.
spines. He goes, "You got the wrong plate," and I goes, "No, I don't." And and I try not to be, I said, "Listen,
right.
they didn't make them. There was no even years." And they go, "What?" They go, "You only made plates in odd years."
Right.
And the guy's like, "Really?" I said, "Yeah, honest to God." He said, "I'd have a '58 if I could get one." He said, "You find me a '58 plate, I'll buy it."
Right, yeah.
I'll give you $1 million for it. I'll write your check right now. You can find it. But but this was the first. They said '58. At '58 is when they decided to standardize this plate size, because obviously you can see the size of that
Yep.
one.
Whoops.
And there's 3 sizes they make. You can get this one, or one that's right. If you had 5 numbers, it would be here. I don't know if I have a 5 number. There's a 5 number. So that might be the same size though, because that's old. That's when they use the comma with just the number.
Yep.
Because this is the same size as this. Yeah, that's that one.
Right.
But
yeah.
that was amazing, Mark. That's a gift from God. That is there's no other way you can describe that.
I've told a couple of people the story, and they're like, "Oh my God, what a story!" And that's why I thought filming it and putting it out there for the license plate fans and the old car fans. It's a story. It's all. That's what's important.
Yeah.
The stories of.
And it's a cool thing we like about this community.
Yeah, car guys talk about cars
yeah.
and car stuff, and like I said, it was a crappy weekend, and I said to Scott, I said, "Hey, let's go take a ride. Your father coming down for the license plate meet? Yep. Let's go take a ride and see him." And I didn't find anything from my own little collection.
Yeah.
I'm putting together a run of 64 plates from every state.
I just gave one away too. Because my brother was born in '64, so I gave it to him.
I'm missing about 12.
States.
Yeah, and from what I'm learning, that I've got the easy ones and the inexpensive ones, but the ones I don't have are not easy to find and not cheap cheap to buy. So we'll get there. I'll get all 50 of them. And
fun costs money.
I could be doing worse things with it, right?
Yeah.
Always like, do you need that? No, I don't need that.
I don't need you. Like I thought one of the best captions I had seen or Facebook post was yours. That said, you can't give a boy a box full of Matchbox cars when he's a kid and tell him he can only have one when he's older.
Right. Exactly.
I told Lisa, I goes, I only have a couple of Matchbox. I need a few more.
Well, you've got a collection.
Yeah.
Anything more than one is a collection, and yeah.
And I wish we had the 41 here to take a look at, but that's sitting in another garage.
I'm glad that worked out well for you, though.
Oh, that was cool. Yeah, I got a box of parts for it.
Yep.
Emergency. I think that the master cylinder, remember the brake? I don't think I told you about the brake issue. Yeah, so I put new lines on it, and that didn't help. And then because I cracked one and it didn't bleed, I cracked the other one, it shot. I go, it's got to be the lines, right? So I put the new lines on it, and I still did it. I basically keep a temp thing, and I drive, and I could tell because you hit the brakes, and the brake pedal gets harder.
Yeah.
So I make sure I stayed close, and then I drive it here, and I come back, and I think the master cylinder's sticking. And then it cools off and it goes away. Because it's got to be so. I got a master cylinder for it, and I'm gonna rebuild. I'm gonna have the guy rebuild the carburetor, and I got the distributors in the front of the thing.
The flathead.
And it's got the weird tangy kind of rotor on it. So I'm gonna pull that off. I'm gonna rebuild that, because there's no way to do it with it on it. You can't.
Right.
See, but it's nice because they offset the pin. You can't put it on wrong.
Okay.
So Ford was thinking when they did it. So I got to redo that, and then I'm gonna. I got the new plugs in it now, and it just that's going to be a fun car. Now we can take the grandkids to
exactly, and that's I don't know. I'll never be able to explain what took me so long to get my Dart, back together. It's been off the road since '86 and shuffled from garage to garage to barn to garage, and finally back, into my garage. And it was, like I said, it was one of those things that I was going to get to it someday, and someday came finally, and because with the 2 Corvettes, I couldn't take the family out.
Yeah, that's the only
wife and 2 kids.
Yeah.
And when my kids were little, they used to keep track of whose turn it was to go to the cruise night with Dad, because they got an ice cream or something, you know, at the cruise night. So, no, it's my turn. No, it's my turn. And I never. Yeah. They kept track of it. You know, whose turn is it? Okay. Well, this summer, my wife came home from work, and it was a nice day, and she said, "Come on, we're going." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I didn't have to push for it.
Yeah.
So all four of us jumped in the car, and we went down to Buck's Ice Cream down in Woodstock, Connecticut, and had an ice cream. And it was great. Top down, you know, slow ride.
We took one. There was one car show we did at in Brimfield there.
Yes.
With a big car, but this was the cruise night.
Yes.
So I come down and you know how grandkids are. We're okay with everything. He can't tell them anything because we're grown ups.
Yes.
So he goes.
we don't know anything.
Yeah, he's wearing shorts, no jacket. And I have a heat. The Deluxe has the heater and the thing.
Yeah.
And the top was down. I go, I'm not putting the top up coming home. And they go, "Oh no, I'll be okay." I said, "It's gonna be cold. It's gonna be cold." So we went there. We did the whole thing, and of course the sun's going down. Now it's getting cold. So I can see him whispering to the mother. And I don't know if they wanted to put the top up. So I told them I'm not putting the top up. So they come. They're whispering. I go, "What are you guys talking about?" "Nothing." I go, "You talking about putting the top up?" Yeah. I said, "We'll put the top up, but next time you're gonna wear a sweater." So they were in shorts and
it's a power top, so it goes up and down pretty easy. Yeah,
it's a screw. They made 3 different tops. That's what Mark was telling me, and I had seen it. There's a hydraulic one where your power booster would be on the firewall.
Yep.
And it's a electric hydraulic motor that runs it. They have a screw, which is what I have, that kind of just screws the whole thing down. And they had a vacuum one.
And that must be a
that's
nightmare.
the vacuum one. They said, if you have one of those, just leave the top down or leave it up. I said, or disconnect it and pull, you know, whatever it was. But they had 3 different versions in 1941. They were testing them, I guess.
Right.
But the screw worked good. When I bought it, Mark told me, he goes, "I don't think that top's been down forever." He goes, "Soak it down, get it wet so it's soft." I'm like, "I'm not doing it." So I went in the wells there where the screws are. Yeah. I took it off and I blew all the crap out, and then I just what is that, chain lube?
Yes. Okay.
So I took because I had a long stem. I just lubed all the way down the thing, and there's a screw going this way that runs the pinion, and then a screw goes this way that pulls it. So I lubed it up. I hit the button a little bit, and I lubed it up, and I just made sure it was going to be good when I did it. I wasn't going to jam it up halfway or something, and it goes down nice. It's not like nowadays you hit a button. You have to go. You have to unsnap. You have to take the window down, undo the thing, roll the thing, set it down in because it's a glass window. Unsnap the pieces that are along basically the armrest of the rear seat, because those are snapped in. Yeah. And so it's a process. You get it down here, you got to kind of tuck it in. So when you're stuck in the rain, you got to find some place to go.
Right.
I did it once on a thing, and I was in West Brookfield. I pulled underneath an old gas station and I put it up. And then you got to snap it in and put it up, put the thing up, strap the little belt thing, and tighten it up. And, you know,
it's a chore.
Yeah, it wasn't
it's a chore. Yeah.
Electric didn't make it easier; it just made it so you didn't have to lift it.
Right. Cool. Well, Mark, I appreciate coming out.
Thank you very much. It couldn't have worked any better.
I'm touched, you know, on how special a reunion it is. I guess you could call it that.
Yeah, most certainly.
It's back in the family where it belongs.
How do you say it's not? You know what I mean? You can't.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, that's awesome. Here, with cool. The old and the new.
Yeah. Oh, beautiful. Thanks again.
All right, guys. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button so we can keep making content, and we'll see you next time. Well, how cool is that story? That's so cool I had to wear shades. I'll tell you, it touches my heart. And that's what this YouTube channel is going to be about. Let's go cruising, but let's talk about the stories and what happens and why people buy cars, why people buy the cars they like, how they build them, why they build them. The story behind everything, that's what's important. Making memories and having memories. So I'm learning. If you like this video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notify button, because I'm going to be putting up some more videos. And as cruise season gets here, we're going to go cruising. I'm working hard. I'm learning this YouTube thing. And any comments, suggestions, places you might like me to go, things you might like to see. Again, I'm based in central Massachusetts, so geographically I'm limited right now until this channel gets going, until the weather gets a little bit better. We've got a little bit of snow here. But anyway, again, thanks for watching. Make some plans and let's go cruising.